Welcome back to another Zombie Prison Break devlog. I have a confession I need to tell you about this crosshair. This crosshair has been lying to you since the beginning. Normally in first-person shooter games, the crosshair gives you a range of where your bullet will land. That way not every gun becomes a laser gun with perfect accuracy. When you walk or run, the crosshair expands to make you less accurate and to keep the balance of the weapon compared to other weapons. Well, in my game, the crosshair is just there for looks, at least until later on in the devlog. If I turn the line trace to persistent, we will be able to see where the dart, potato, nail, pepper spray, or gum will go, also more commonly known as the ammo. I'm also going to turn off the recoil so there's no question on what's about to happen. If I stand still and shoot the bullet, it always goes perfectly in the middle, which is fair. You aren't moving, so you should be accurate. Now, if I move and aim at a spot, the crosshair expands, but I still shoot perfectly in the middle with no randomization. I want this to be fixed, but before I do that, I want to work on adding a bullet trace. A bullet trace system is common in today's shooter games, so people have become used to them. My friend Nick, who's been playtesting my game and giving me feedback, has recommended I added that so this game feels more up to date with current shooter games. Also, when I say Nick, I mean this Nick most of the time, not this Nick. But Nick, and anyone else, if you'd like to QA test my game and give me feedback on my game, I upload a new version to itch.io almost every week. I'd love to hear what you like and what you don't like. I want to make this game as good as I possibly can. Since Nick has requested a bullet trace, I thought I'd give it a shot. For some reason, I was really stressed about getting this to work this week. I knew I needed to use Unreal's particle system. To my understanding, they have two, a basic one and Niagara, which is the new one that will eventually replace the older one. I think Niagara is the way I need to go. I had no clue how to use Niagara. I've never touched it before. I haven't really touched particles at all, except for when you kick a soccer ball in and shoot a zombie. I decided the best way to get rid of my bullet trace stress is to watch some tutorials and ease my way into Niagara. After a few tutorials, it was easy to say that I still don't understand it. I looked up how to make a beam in Niagara. Luckily, Unreal has a template for that, so it's easy-ish to modify it. I say easy-ish because this interface looks completely different than anything else I've seen in Unreal. After some time, I was able to modify the basics to get this. It's a beam that starts from the chamber end of the gun and ends once it hits something. The beam lasts 0.35 seconds, then it fades out. I think this is the perfect amount of time because it gives the player enough time to see and comprehend the bullet trace without it lingering too long. And with this Niagara system, I'm able to change the colors depending on which weapon I'm shooting. This makes the weapons a little more unique from each other. Thanks Nick for recommending this. I probably would have never thought to add this. Now the bullet trace is done. We can see where the bullet travels. I want to start on making the crosshair an actual working crosshair, not a for-looks crosshair. I made a crosshair spread function that says to give a vector a random spot in a radius. I know what you're thinking. Negative 0.05 to 0.05 is barely anything. Am I even going to feel a difference of bullet spread? Well, here's what it is at negative 1 to 1. Maybe a little too much bullet spread. This function only activates when you are not aiming and when you are moving. Unfortunately for me, this means it has to use a completely new line trace. A lot of my shoot system uses information off of the hit results from the line trace, so now all of my weapons have a section of duplicate code. Even with reroute nodes, it's a spaghetti mess. I also wasn't able to figure out how to implement this repetitive code into a function or a macro, Nick's favorite. I was having trouble because every gun uses something different, whether it's the spawn emitter or the decal material. Either way, it worked and is somewhat readable, so I'm super happy with how it turned out. So now, I have cool colored bullet traces and a working crosshair. This is turning out pretty good. I'm still not happy with the recoil though. It doesn't feel right. I don't know how to explain it, but it just doesn't feel like good recoil. I hopped on Call of Duty Cold War to see how they handled recoil. I used a multitude of weapons and figured out they shake the gun to simulate recoil. If you notice on these single shot weapons, the bullet hole doesn't differ much and I'm shooting as fast as I can. Currently, I am changing the pitch and yaw of the weapon, but there's no weapon shake. Just like the bullet trace, I had no idea how to implement weapon shake. Unreal has a built-in blueprint called camera shake, but Cold War to me looks like it shakes the gun, not the camera. I researched for hours how to give weapon shake without animations because I don't know how to do animations. I tried looking up weapon shake, object shake, blueprint shake, etc. The results always came back with camera shake. So I gave in and decided to try adding a test camera shake, and to my surprise, it looked really good. Camera shake gives me plenty of options to adjust pitch, yaw, and even roll if I wanted to. I can also adjust the location oscillation on all directions to make it look like the gun kicks back in your hand. I was really excited this worked and made custom camera shakes for every weapon, as well as adjusting the current recoil I already had implemented. Here's a quick montage of how the weapons look now when you shoot them. These 3 new gun mechanics have completely changed how the guns feel, but before I end the devlog, there is one bug I want to fix. If I shoot a zombie, it leaves a decal on it, but the decal doesn't stick to the zombie. Then once you kill the zombie, the decals stay until the decal spawn timer is up. If you walk through the area where the zombie just died, the decals appear out of what seems like nowhere. My idea is to not have a decal spawn if the zombie is hit. I think the zombie model is busy enough where a decal won't add anything, and you should already know if you hit a zombie or not by hearing a hit marker sound or by seeing the hit marks appearing above the zombie. I work in Unity a lot at work and know the best system for Unity would be to add a tag to zombies, then in the gun blueprint, add something that says, if the line trace hits something with a tag of zombie on it, don't spawn a decal. I did some quick research on tags in Unreal and was more confused than I was with Niagara. I ran as far and fast away as possible from tags. All I need is a branch saying, if I hit the zombie, skip over the decal code. If I don't hit a zombie, spawn the decal. I came across probably one of the biggest revelations ever. I have this little variable called hit actor. Why don't I just make the branch be if the hit actor hits the zombie? Why my thoughts for this fix instantly went to tags when it's literally as easy as adding 2 nodes? I don't know. I just wanted to complicate it, I guess. With 3 new mechanics added and a bug fixed, I'm done for the week. Nick and anyone else, if you have time to play, I would love to hear your feedback. Other Nick, that definitely hates macros and definitely loves how I spell definitely, keep sending me suggestions. This week turned out to be an awesome upgrade to the weapons. Also, if you're not a big fan of some of the gun sounds, neither am I. I'll be changing them, but that will come at a later date. As always, the itch.io link is in the description. Thanks for watching.